Hello there! In this video, we're going to discuss the last piece of information that we didn't get yet. What cards stay but get changed, and what cards from the past come back. Let's get started. Starting off with 1-drops, we're gonna get Kindly Grandmother back. 1/1 beast, summon a 3/2 big bad wolf. Not just a wolf, a big bad wolf. I like it. And also powerful card. It's kind of like a surf and surf without the spellcraft. Mini Myrmidon is back. The cute little guy. Spellcraft +2 attack. 1/3, same effect basically. He's just coming back. Deep Sea Angler is now a 1-drop. Spellcraft, give a minion +2 health and taunt until the next turn. So now it's like it's scaled down a little bit. It's 2/2, gives 2 health, rather than being a 2/2 that gives 4 health. Sure. And I think it's a decent 1-drop. I like it. And now it also synergizes with the Myrmidon. One is 2 attack, one is 2 health. They make a nice pair together. Backstage Security is back, and it's a 1-drop. And now reads, start of turn, deal 1 damage to your hero. Also the same effect. But it's a 4/4 rather than a 4/6. It's interesting that it's a 4/4 and not a 4/5. Kind of like a bit weaker than Battler, but still keeps the stat line, and is a demon, but then has the downside of damaging yourself. But you can get the Rewinder and not have that happen. Will be interesting, but I think people are gonna buy it because you're gonna win the first turns with it. So you take damage, but you also inflict damage. Spicy. Deck Swabby is back. Battlecry reduced the cost of upgrading the Tavern by 1. 2/2 pirate. I kind of miss this guy. So he's basically coming back instead of the Baskar. Nice. Molten Rock is back, and it's a 1-drop. 3/1. After you play an elemental, gain +1 health. Same effect, but no taunt. I like it. I still think it's a good card. Like, you start with this, and then if you get this elemental, it can go pretty big. Moving to 2-drops, we have some very, very big changes. Elemental has been moved to Tavern 2, and now is a 3/3 that gives you a 3/3. I kind of like this. Now you're gonna have to get Elemental on the 5 gold turn in the shop, rather than have it from turn 1. I think it was too powerful to have Elemental on turn 1. I was always advocating for removing the card, even though it was like fun to play, because it was such a difference to hit Elemental on 1 or not. Now it's a 2-drop, so there's less of them available. I kind of like this change. I think it's better than removing it, and I'm really curious to see how it's gonna play out. And in the same tone, we got Shell Collector now as a tier 2 minion. It's a 4/3, get a gold coin. So 4/3 over 2/1 is a big change. Like now, if you start your game with a powerful minion, and then you level, and you hit either Shell Collector or Elemental, you're gonna be happier than before. Also, with these changes, I think you're gonna not really want to stay on Tavern 1 that much longer. You're gonna be incentivized to just level on 2 because of the upside of hitting Shell Collector or Elemental or some of the other spells. Basically, you almost have no more reasons to stay on 1. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe some heroes are gonna still find a way to stay on 1 a little longer. But generally, it seems really good that you should level on 2. We also got Defiant Shipwright. 2/4 pirate. Whenever this gains attack, gain +1 health. Pretty cool effect. So if you're buffing it with attack in the shopping phase, it's gonna automatically get health and become super big. And then also in combat with something like Rip Snarl, it's kind of good. But I think it's gonna mostly combo with Gunpowder Courier and make some really powerful things happen. We also have Party Elemental. 3/2. After you play an elemental, give a friendly elemental other than it +1/+1. So Party Elemental is back on tier 2. Okay. I think it's gonna be good. But it's only +1/+1. We'll see. Moving to tier 3, we have Taregoza coming back. Taregoza is a card that a lot of people have been asking me about. Good to have it back. I think it was a pretty cool playstyle for dragons. Scarfin also coming back. I think they took some of the cards from Murlocs, so they felt like giving Scarfin back. Scarfin was always fun. I kind of liked it. Give a random minion in your hand +5/+5 is still the effect. Same stat line. Same card. Good to have him back. And it was also not necessarily good in a Murloc comp, but also with other minions such as Divine Shields. Malkezar, Prince of Dance, is now a 3-drop. Ooh, that's spicy. I remember when Malkezar was first released, it was a 3-drop, right? And it was like really, really powerful. Nice. Maybe we're actually gonna have Taekwondo's Refresh Demons be good again. Heedless Hoarder is back as a free drop. When you sell this, give a friendly Murloc these minions his stats. Okay. So this card is like very powerful in some combos, in some synergies. We'll see if it's gonna be too busted. This guy's Grave Robber is now a tier 3, but weirdly enough, it now destroys an undead to give you a plain copy of it rather than free gold. So actually, now you're gonna be able to utilize it to triple. Let's say you have like 2 undeads, that one of them at least has a reborn. You can do Grave Robber on it, and you're gonna automatically triple. Actually a very good card right now. A lot better than the version that gave you free gold. I like the change a lot. I think it's very smart. And we also have Macau. After this attacks, trigger your leftmost Dev Rattle. Okay, so now you can target the Macau. Wow, that's really good actually. I like it a lot. You're gonna be able to put Macau earlier in the fight and have it be good. But at the same time, it can be also a downside. Actually, not really. You can still have like a Dev Rattle that's your only Dev Rattle, and then put it in the right, and then you don't really care. I like this change. Also, no Chicken is gonna make things a bit weirder, but Macau might be making a comeback. Fleeting Vigor was changed. Now it's start of combat, give your minions +2/+1, only for the combat. Okay, it's a decent change. Nobody was playing the old version of Fleeting Vigor or Vigor or whatever it's pronounced. I mean, you're very rarely buying it, mostly just for like Feldrake eat the shop situations. Now we have Boon of Beetles as a free drop. Whenever you have space during combat, summon a free beetle. Free left. So you're summoning free beetles. Okay. I like it. I think it's actually a pretty good effect now, together with the wolf. On Tavern 4, we only have one card coming back, and it's one of my favorite cards of all time. It's Reef Explorer. Battlecry, discover a minion of a type you don't control. It's such a fun card to play, but was a little bit too abusable at some point. But it's such a fun card. I'm happy to have it back. On Tavern 5, let's start off with a banger. Leroy Jenkins is coming back. Or more like Leroy the Reckless. Destroy the minion that killed this is the Dev Rattle. Same effect. And now it's going to be one of the few scam options available without having a Queen and without having Matador in the game. A lot of the muscle is going to have to be on the Leroy. Leroy is also going to be able to combo with the Undead card that gives the minion to its right reborn. It's one of the newly released cards that can be like a 2-card combo to go with Leroy. It will be interesting to see what dynamics we're going to have now. But this card is definitely going to be at the centerpiece of a lot of annoying scam comps. Or it's going to be a good card against people that get too many stats. There always needs to be some balance. You need to have a way to get rid of the stats. And it's cool to have Leroy back. Magma Lock also coming back. Super nice. I love this card. Same effect, right? End of the turn, gain +1/+1. Repeat for each minion you played this turn. For each minion. Doesn't scale with cards. So it doesn't scale with spells. You have to be careful of that. And we also have Jim Smuggler coming back as a 5-drop. So the effect should be better, right? Battlecry, play 2 Blood Gems on all your other minions. Okay, pretty good effect. Especially if you manage to buff your gems, this card can be like super sick. Octosari coming back as a 5-drop. That's a nice surprise. Let's see if the effect is changed. Summon a 2/2 tentacle, it gains +2/+2 after you summon a minion in combat. No, same effect. It's a 5/6 over a 5/7, I think, as the only change. I like it. I always advocated for beasts being a bit weaker, and now they are without Slamma and without Chicken, and then getting Octosari as a 5-drop. I think that can be pretty cool. For 6 drops, we have a change to Goldrin. Dev Rattle, for the rest of the combat, your beasts have +3/+3. So it's slightly better than now, but you don't have Chicken and you don't have that many ways of activating it, right? But it's still for the rest of the combat your beasts have. So maybe you're going to want to play it with Macau Goldrin. Try to do some shenanigans. It can work, right? That's going to be the idea of it. That you're going to play Macau first, gold ring second, and try to trigger the Macau on the gold ring, and then still have minions that summon minions. We'll see how powerful beasts are without Slama and without Chicken. Should be definitely interesting. On Tavern 5, we also have Dagger Spine Trasher. Whenever you cast a spell, gain Divine Shield, Wind Fury, or Venomous until the next turn. And it's a 4/8. So the same 4-drop they made it a 5, and they gave it some extra stats. Okay. Card was always good, and I think it's way more fitting as a 5-drop than as a 4 or 3-drop. And now for Tribe Minions, we have Mummifier coming back. I mean, still staying in the game, But it's a 4-drop, not a 3-drop. And it says the same effect, I think. Death Rattle give a different friendly Undead Reborn. Okay. Mummifier was always like a pretty good card with Undead. And I feel like it's still going to be a centerpiece of the strategies. You're going to go Mummifier plus the Grave Robber. And now you can Mummifier Grave Robber. And then you get another Mummifier. And then if you find another Grave Robber, you can also try to triple some minions. You have a lot more combos now. Like, I'm so happy with the way they changed the Grave Robber. It makes sense to move Mummifier to Tavern 4, however, because it would be too powerful otherwise. And Synthesizer is give your other dragons +3/+1 Battle Cry. Very small change. Doesn't matter that much. Still a good card. Powerful dragon. So, that's it for all the cards. I'm very excited to play with the changes. Obviously, I might have missed some of the interactions because there's like so many things that happened. We got a lot of new cards, a lot of rotating cards, a lot of cards that came back, some of them in a different form. A lot of things are happening. We also have some duos exclusives. It's going to be crazy. Battlegrounds never looked so changed, and I'm excited to play it. But at the same time, again, it's still going to stay true to its core. We're still going to play Battlegrounds. We're still going to want to buy Powerful Minion on 1, Level on 2, find Economy on 3. It's going to be fun. I can't wait.